she has lived up to expectations, right? I'm looking at her the way I look at LeBron James, right? For us, just in the women's side of things, and the height that she had, the expectations she had.
Let's start with the rookie, Caitlin Clark-Kent. Superwoman, you see what I did there? She was on a tear, and last night was no different. Wings, fever. Caitlin Clark set to go as she broke the single-season assist record.
She's been playing like a top 5 player in the league. She's been regularly dishing out double-digit assists in that time frame. Teams can no longer blitz her and trap her.
Ever seen a superstar rise so fast it makes others question everything? That's what's happening with Caitlin Clark. She's not just playing basketball, she's changing the game. And Chennedy Carter, she's not taking it well at all. Let's talk about Clark's entrance into the WNBA. It's like she stepped onto the court and said, "This is my house now." Can you believe she's averaging 24 points and 8.5 assists per game? Those aren't rookie numbers, that's MVP territory. This isn't just about who's the best player anymore. Clark is redefining what's possible in the WNBA. She's raising the bar so high, some veterans are struggling to keep up, and that's where things get really interesting. Remember when rookies were supposed to learn the ropes? Clark rewrote that playbook, and her next move? It left the entire league speechless. You think Clark's stats were impressive before? They were just the warm-up act. This rookie sensation took the WNBA by storm, and her journey from newbie to unanimous Rookie of the Year is nothing short of extraordinary.
She's the first rookie to win WNBA Player of the Month since the award's inception in 2010, and last night it was no exception. They were sky high for Caitlin Clark and the Fever, but to start the season, they had a little bit of a rough go of it. They lost their first 5 games. They ended up 1-8 through their first 9 games, and during that first month, the playoffs, they didn't feel realistic at all. Indy entered the Olympic break 11-15 on the year, and then they really turned it around. They've won 7 of their 8 since. They clinched a playoff berth for the first time since 2016, which, by the way, was the last year of Hall of Famer and franchise icon Tamika Catchings.
Let's talk about how Clark transformed the Indiana Fever. This team was struggling, barely hanging on. Then Clark shows up, and suddenly they're playoff contenders. That's not just good playing, that's game-changing impact. But here's where it gets wild. Clark didn't just improve her team, she made history. Imagine this, a rookie steps onto the court and drops the first triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. We're talking 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. That's not just breaking records, that's shattering them into a million pieces. And you know what's even more impressive? Clark's not just about the stats. After every record-breaking performance, she's praising her teammates. That's leadership right there. She's not just playing the game, she's elevating everyone around her.
He's away, and we'll be locked in the whole way through. Here are the first round matchups. Liberty versus the Dream, Lynx versus the Mercury, Sun Fever in the 4-5 matchup, the Aces versus the Storm. But how about the Fever?
I feel like it's a great accomplishment, but like there's so much more left to be done. Like, yeah, we made the playoffs. There's 6 regular season games.
Yeah, they're a very dangerous team coming into this postseason. You know, they always tell you that the team that you want to watch out for are the teams that get hot at the right time.
But here's the thing, Clark's success goes beyond her team. She's elevating the entire league. She's bringing new fans to the sport, inspiring young players, and pushing her fellow pros to step up their game. But not everyone's thrilled about Clark's rise to stardom. Some veterans are feeling the heat, and tensions are starting to simmer. Chennedy Carter, in particular, isn't taking Clark's success well. She's been throwing shade and questioning Clark's abilities. What else does she do besides shoot threes? Carter asked. Ouch. You'd think that kind of criticism would throw Clark off her game, right? Wrong. Instead of getting caught up in the drama, Clark let her game do the talking. That historic triple-double? It came right after Carter's comments. Talk about a classy comeback. But Carter didn't stop at words. During a game, she took things to a whole new level. Picture this. During an out-of-bounds play, Clark is focused, and out of nowhere, Carter comes in with a shoulder check that had everyone gasping. It wasn't just aggressive, it was labeled a dirty play and earned Carter a flagrant 1 foul. You'd think Clark would fire back, right? Nope. She kept her cool, saying it was not a basketball play, but refusing to get dragged into the drama. Talk about maturity. While Carter was losing her composure, Clark was showing everyone what real professionalism looks like. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Now here's where things get really interesting. After all this went down, you'd expect Carter to face some serious backlash. And she did, from most of the country. But in Chicago, the Sky fans gave her a standing ovation in her next game. Can you believe it? It's like they were saying, "We've got your back no matter what." Carter felt the love too. She said, "It felt good just to know that Skytown supports me." It's crazy how one incident can divide an entire league, right? On one side, you've got people calling out Carter for unsportsmanlike behavior. On the other, you've got diehard fans sticking by their player through thick and thin. This whole situation isn't just about two players anymore. It's shining a spotlight on how we handle competition in sports. Should we celebrate new talent or protect the old guard? Is there room for both? These are the questions buzzing around the WNBA now. All because of one rookie's incredible performance and one veteran's meltdown. And you know what's really wild? This drama is actually bringing more attention to the WNBA. People who never watched before are tuning in to see what happens next. It's like a real-life sports movie playing out on the court. You think this rivalry is just about basketball? Think again. The Clark-Carter drama is reshaping the entire WNBA landscape, and it's happening faster than anyone expected. Let's talk about how this clash of titans is changing women's basketball as we know it. Clark isn't just scoring points, she's scoring new fans for the league. Her game is so electrifying. People who've never watched women's basketball before are tuning in. And you know what? They're loving it. Imagine this, games with over 20,000 fans in attendance. That's not just a good turnout, that's a sellout crowd for most arenas. And it's happening because of Clark. She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon. She's bringing the kind of star power that's changing how people see women's basketball. And the WNBA is taking notes. They're seeing how this rivalry is capturing everyone's attention, and they're thinking, hey, we can use this. They're shifting their marketing strategy, focusing more on superstars and rivalries. It's like they found a secret sauce for success, and Clark is the main ingredient. Clark's impact is so big, she's being compared to the inaugural WNBA stars. That's right, we're talking Diana Taurasi level of game-changing. People are saying Clark could be the next WNBA superstar, the one who takes the league to new heights. And it's not just about the players. This whole situation is sparking broader conversations about competitiveness and how women are treated in sports. It's like Clark's success has opened a Pandora's box of important discussions. People are talking about pay equity, media coverage, and respect for women's sports in ways they never have before. But let's get back to the numbers, because they're mind-blowing. Television ratings are soaring. More people are watching WNBA games than ever before. And it's not just existing fans tuning in, it's new viewers who are discovering the excitement of women's basketball for the first time. Here's the kicker. Clark is helping solve one of the WNBA's biggest challenges, filling seats. For years, the league has struggled with attendance, but now, arenas are packed. People are scrambling for tickets. It's like Clark has waved a magic wand, and suddenly everyone wants to be part of the action. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's journey from rookie sensation to WNBA game changer. It's like she walked onto the court and rewrote the rulebook. All that criticism from players like Chennedy Carter and the media, Clark turned it into fuel. She didn't just brush it off. She used it to push herself even harder. Dropping a historic triple-double right after someone questions her skills? That's not just good basketball, that's mental toughness on another level. Clark isn't just changing how the game is played, she's setting a new standard for how athletes handle pressure. So here's the big question. With Clark redefining what's possible in women's basketball, what heights will the WNBA reach next? Keep your eyes on the league, because with players like Clark, you won't want to miss what happens next.